Okay, we use the manual pruning shears after we did the brush cutter, and over here we did the pole saw, and then we ran my little RX-73 with the industrial tires on it. We just call it a brush line, not a fire line, but a brush line, just to keep the brush from migrating this way. I try to cut that twice a year, once in the spring, once in the fall, and we clean up all the overhanging stuff. So this section here is just regular grass cutting for over here, and we let all the flowers and the grass, tall grasses grow here. Yeah, that's what we like. And if I didn't cut and maintain, then it would look like that, and you wouldn't have tall grasses and sunflowers because they don't grow in there. And you wouldn't see grass because, well, it's some grass, but it's not this kind of grass. It's nice to walk your dogs and ski and not get ticks on everyone. All right, we did that section up to like where the little bridge thing here is. So the brush cutter, I suppose, I feel like I'm going to brush cut down a ways along the fence line. And I stopped here with the pole saw. You can kind of see there's some overhanging things that are, so you know, this stuff needs to get cleaned up. But the bottom part of the brush line isn't outgrowing, isn't migrating, impinging, if you will. So I don't think we use a brush cutter in here. We did spend quite a bit of time in the fall cleaning all this up. So I think I'm gonna walk pole saw and do the brush cutter, or the brush cutter there, and you can kind of see this section in here had a lot of that stuff. After like a year, 2 years, it starts growing pretty thick. So we took, you know, it wasn't this much water. It rained the last couple of days. That's been pretty wet spring. But take our RX-73 with our industrial tires, a little more aggressive tread, and we only get stuck a couple times, but otherwise I'd have to use the brush cutter to clean all that up. But that section is now probably pretty good. Okay, so I used a brush cutter and we walked right down the fence line, to the glasses off so I can see, all the way down to where that tree is there. Didn't take very long. The fence is up just enough that I can slip the brush cutter between the fence, bottom of the fence and the grass, just walk right along. And then we took our manual pruning shears. Allergy season. And then we did a second walk down and just cleaned up all the other stuff that we couldn't get with the brush cutter. It's hard to get around posts now. I don't want to be dinging up the blade on the post, so I go back and get it with the manual brush cutter. And now we're going to use the pole saw on our combi, and we're going to walk down that way to the tree and come back, and then we're going to take the tractor and mow that down and then head back home. Okay, well, let's see if we can tell. Yeah, I put the chain on backwards. Yeah, that's like the second time I've done that. Alright, I gotta swap that chain, swap it around. Well, you know, all things considered, that's pretty awesome. So now, our brush line here, all the way down to the tree, you can kind of see my pole saws. I left it there. I walked back and cleaned up all the brush. Yeah, so we've spent the last couple years a lot of time cleaning all this up, and I think we did some after a snow knocked stuff down, but yeah, this went really quick. Good shape. Now we're going to take our RX-73. We're going to drive all the way down, turn around, come back. We'll mow that. And then it's time to go back because I have one swallow of water left in my water bottle. So time to go get more water. Here's our pole saw. We're going to put that back on our cart. You can kind of see cleaned up along there. We'll do a second pass on the way back, and it's time for more water.